would give us that Daily Mirror,
Sure
Isabel.
thing.
What? Keep calling me
Yes,
Sharp
sir.
before.
Oh, you didn't. I was just glossing over that.
Farage makes you kip, right? So Nigel Farage has been dubbed one of I'm a Celebrity's most boring ever contestants. Now, this is the Mirror saying this. And we've got Scarlett Maguire and Dawn Neesom with this one. Dawn, well, should we read anything into this?
Yeah, well, we should read into the fact that it's the Daily Mirror and it's a left-leaning newspaper, basically.
Yeah.
But, I mean, you know, they are putting Nigel Farage on their front page, and they're doing it more than any other newspaper. It's certainly the right-leaning newspaper.
So their dread would be if he actually won this.
This is the problem they have got, and I think that the way he's going... he's going to be in the final, isn't he? I mean, I think Nella Rose was voted out last night. We're in the final week. But the Mirror are saying, they're quoting sources, right? Sources who are working on showing he is very boring and producers have struggled with fun storylines to show a different... No, that's...
But who isn't very boring in there?
There's nothing to do for a start. And then they quote an example of when they were joking about him having a pierced nipple, and they're saying he reacted angry. No, he didn't. I saw it last night. It was funny. It was like, as if he's going to have a pierced... Stop looking at his bum.
Is that his bum again?
Yes. No, that's the old...
It's the same shot of his bum.
Yes.
Just checking.
Trust you to notice that, honestly.
Just, like to keep up to date.
That's an old shot, an old
Apparently
bum
it's
shot.
an old bum shot.
It's an old bum shot. But, I mean, it's basically that they desperately don't want him to do well. And he's doing well. I mean, he's getting voted for, obviously. He's not been out yet, has he?
No, I don't watch it. I mean, I've never watched it. This isn't about Nigel Farage. I just find these things... I mean, you might as well just read the newspapers because they pick out the bits that are interesting rather than having to sit through it.
I've worked on every single episode of I'm a Celebrity since it started, because obviously a tabloid newspaper, you have to keep on top of it all. And I think that the reason the viewing figures are down this year has nothing to do with who's in there. I think it's the fact that it is getting a bit tired now.
Well, except the Prime Minister's been asked about him, Scarlett, as well.
It is. So Rishi Sunak, I mean, the Daily Mirror might be worried about Farage, but Rishi Sunak is really worried because people are saying, why don't you have him back? Because he'll refresh the Tories. And Paul Waugh at the Independent, at the Eye, says that actually Sunak should embrace it and make Farage a Lord, put him in the Lords. Now, I've just been talking to Richard Tice about that, who says, Farage hates the Tories more than you do. He will not do it. I mean, obviously, Richard Tice and Nigel Farage are out to completely destroy the Tories by standing against them, by Reform standing against them.
But the rank-and-file Tories, I spoke to two MPs, Conservative MPs recently, who said they would love to see Farage come into the Tory party.
Oh, yeah. No. I'm talking about Farage. I'm not saying... I mean, Paul Waugh is saying this is what the Tories need, because what is absolutely obvious is that Rishi Sunak is not only, has a charisma bypass, but actually is incompetent. I mean, he's not even a good technocrat. And they just think that Nigel Farage, Paul Waugh...
In what ways do you think Rishi Sunak's incompetent?
Well, what's he done? What has he achieved?
I have 5 points.
I know.
To turn the country around.
I know. What has he achieved?
Down,
he has
obviously
been...
that's not his responsibility.
No.
They say it's the tough decisions that they took, not granting the high pay rises.
So it wasn't their fault that inflation went up, but they are taking the credit for putting
the economy
it down.
After Liz
and he
Truss.
didn't.
The Windsor framework.
The Windsor framework was certainly better than anything that's gone before when it began. And you're right, and but he hasn't. The Windsor framework did not get the DUP back into Stormont,
and it won't get them back into Stormont. They won't be back in Stormont.
No, he's not. They're not going to sort out immigration.
Let me say, you said Rishi Sunak has had a personality bypass. What has Keir Starmer had then? Does he go into the same clinic?
No. I think the problem with Keir...
He's dull, that man, isn't he?
Do you know what? This is a terrible comment to make, but his voice is so unattractive.
No, I think he's... I mean, it's really strange. I think that that as he gets more confident, as he's 20 points ahead, that he will be easier and more confident and better.
Okay.
But the thing about Keir is...
In 10 seconds.
He's 20 points ahead. He can win the next election.
OK.
On that note, thank you both. It's been a pleasure.
Thank you, you too.
We'll see you both again very soon.
Didn't have as much of you as we would like today.